Well, howdy friends, Brian Flechsig of Mad River Outfitters and the Midwest Fly Fishing Schools, and welcome back to another one of our Q&A. You know, friends, I say it every episode, but we really appreciate all the questions that y'all send us. But just a reminder, make sure that you send them to admin@madriveroutfitters.com. Send them over via email. We really can't get to them in the comments or social media, but we do check our email every day, sometimes 156 times a day, and we also answer the phones. If you have questions that need answered quickly, you can always pick up the phone and call us. And as always, if you need further consult, yes, I do answer phones, and you can call the shop and talk to me or any one of our fly fishing professionals here at the shop, and we're always happy to help. But in order to get a free hat and fly box, send it over to admin@madriveroutfitters.com, and if we select it to be filmed here on the channel, we'll send you out that wonderful hat and a wonderful fly box that holds flies. Here we go. First off today, hey Brian, my name is Tyler from the North Pole, Alaska. Yes, true story. And in fact, Tyler, 1 week from today, which is July of 2019, I will be in Alaska. So I'll be honest with you, your question kind of got picked because of that, to be honest with you. Yes, I'm a little bit prejudiced. And Tyler has a couple of questions for me. When I make my downward or forward cast, good, you called it a downcast, you've watched episode 14, my fly sometimes loops back and hooks itself on the fly as it straightens out in front of me. What could I be doing wrong during my cast to cause this? Well, Tyler, that's pretty easy. It's called a tailing loop, and it's caused by the fact that you are creeping forward too soon, okay? In fact, we do have a video on this. It's one of our Q&As, and we're gonna put the link right there so you can go watch that Q&A. I think it's maybe number 4 or 5, something like that. Again, just to address you here, what's happening is you're forming your loop, okay? So you're going that 90 degrees or 10 to 1, and then before the line straightens out or unrolls behind you, you're coming forward too soon, okay? And you're starting the cast from here as opposed to back here or even further back. So you're only making half of a cast. That causes you to overpower it, and you get that tailing loop every time. It's called creep. You've maybe heard me call it premature evacuation of the upcast, jokingly, of course. Wait longer, allow that line to straighten out, or even watch that video, or even creep backwards a little bit, just like you're winding up like a baseball pitcher. If you creep forward, you're coming forward too soon. That's like a baseball pitcher only throwing half a pitch. You're only making half of a fly cast, okay? I guarantee that'll fix you up, and I can't wait to hear from you. My next question goes to Furled Leaders. Do they offer any advantages to a normal tapered leader, or are they more of a niche leader? Well, Tyler, big subject, and I know there's going to be a lot of, I'm sure, controversy and people that disagree with me, but yes, a furled leader is a niche leader. For those of you that aren't familiar, a furled leader, such as you see here, we have our own Mad River Outfitters brand. A furled leader is furled, or another kind of similar word is braided. But a furled leader is basically either made out of thread, or we also have them made out of monofilament, which is fairly stiff monofilament. And then there is such thing as a braided leader, which is made out of fairly limp monofilament. But anyway, essentially these are 5 or 6 foot tapered butt sections. Okay, they're thicker on the butt end, and then they do have a semblance of taper, and they taper down to thinner on the front. And what these do is provide you with more or less a quote permanent butt section. They do have a loop in this end, so you can go loop to your fly line, and many of them have tippet rings on the front end where you can just tie a clinch knot, attach 4 foot of tippet, and you've got an instant 9 foot leader. Again, these I do like furled leaders, and I use them on occasion for dry fly fishing. Okay, I'm sure you're familiar and have heard this before. I've got a book coming out. It'll be out in late August at this point, called The End of the Line, and I will talk a lot about this. We'll have more videos coming, but I use Furled Leaders for dry flies only. They are not, and again I'll prove this in the book, they are not good at all for streamer fishing, and they are even worse for nymph fishing. This thread Furled Leader does not have what it takes to turn over a streamer, nor does it have what it takes to turn over split shot and an indicator, and it just doesn't give you the right cast, the right drift for nymphs or streamers. Even the mono version, which is a lot stiffer, you'll see. I use the mono, let's say when I'm out fishing on the Madison out in Montana, I'm having to make long casts. You're usually dealing with some wind, and I might be throwing a big fly like a grasshopper. The Furled Leader has more stiffness in the butt section to help kick that fly over into the wind, longer cast, larger fly. Just a couple of notes on these. They do have a loop in the end, although I have a specific dry fly rod that I throw for Hendricksons and March Browns and Sulfurs. I actually nail knot this or snell it to the tip of my fly line because I don't ever have to change this on my dry fly rig and setup. And then I also snell a piece of, say, 2X or 3X to the front, and I cut off that tippet ring. I don't like tippet rings for dry fly fishing. It just smacks down on the water a little too much for my personal preference. I know some people will disagree with that, and that's fine, but I snell a piece of 2X or 3X here as a transition, and then I can go to my 5X, 6X tippet, whatever's required based on the size of the fly. So I do like Furled Leaders. I like them for dry fly fishing. So yes, they are a niche leader. That's absolutely for sure. But you can sure as heck find them at madriveroutfitters.com. Also the braided leaders. We sell these from Angler's Image. We do sell a ton of them, so a lot of people out there like them. And the Angler's Image have actually a loop in both ends. And this I don't mind. I can tie a perfection loop in the end of my tippet and just go loop to loop, and that's okay. You can do the same thing here in that little transition piece of 2X or 3X that you tie on here. Tie a perfection loop, and then you can loop your tippets on. That way you're never cutting back into it, okay? Again, stay tuned. We've got a lot more coming on Furled Leaders and their uses, but I just wanted to touch on this. We do get a lot of questions about that. And Tyler Gillitzer, Tyler, you forgot to put your address, but kudos to you. At about 45 minutes later, at 6:51 a.m., I'm supposing North Pole time, you did send your address in North Pole, Alaska. So yeah, we're gonna send you a free hat and a fly box all the way to the North Pole in Alaska. We'd love it if you sent us a picture of you wearing that hat in the North Pole. That would be pretty cool. All right, our next question today comes from Hayden Alford. And Hayden is from Republic, Missouri. And Hayden asks, hey, I was wondering if you could tell me why I am not catching trout on the fly. I have been trying to catch my first trout for the past 2 months and I can't seem to hook up with one. Hayden, I'll be real honest with you. No, I can't tell you why you're not catching trout on the fly. I'm gonna need a lot more information. In fact, I'm gonna have a bunch of questions for you. And I'll be happy to do it, but in this case, you're just gonna have to give me a call. You're gonna have to pick up the phone and you're gonna have to dial 614-451-0363. And you're gonna ask for Brian, and I will remember this, and you and I are gonna have a conversation, and I'm gonna have a bunch of questions for you. We're gonna talk about your flies. We're gonna talk, of course, where you're fishing. We're gonna talk about your leaders. We're gonna talk about how you're presenting those flies. And I promise you, we'll try to figure it out. But no, I don't have any, without any further information, I really can't give you an answer here on the YouTube channel. Although we're still going to send you a hat and a fly box because you took the time to ask, but you're going to have to give me a call here at the shop and let's have a discussion, which I'm always happy to do, as are any of our employees here at Mad River Outfitters. So there you go, friends. We're getting ready to head out on the road. We'll be in Alaska, Montana, the Amazon, New Mexico, New Orleans, all over the next 2 months. So we'll kind of be in and out. We'll catch up as we can. We'll be tuning in from the road, so stay tuned on social media and such. And as always, we appreciate you being here. Be sure to subscribe. That's what helps us most. Hit that like button. Actually, smash the like button. It works better, and we get more brownie points if you smash it, as opposed to just don't lightly tap it, smash it, okay? So appreciate you all being here. Thanks as always, and stay tuned. We've got a lot more coming at you. If you like this video, hit subscribe. It helps out a lot. And check out these videos. We think you might like them too.